Hi there. Welcome to Apple World, so for what reason do you do that? Like, what was the explanation? I think simply not being prepared at this point, actually attempting to sort out among us definitely how to be an organization, writing concerning how would we present that to individuals you know, and we hadn't sorted that out told me before, that you were at a party before that they joined in and you said the party was bizarre. Educate me regarding that. It resembles Bayek Fox with this enormous gay man. He was 69. They called out to him 69. He had a red hair with monstrous goods and realized he was G them over what's happening here. It's simply part of peculiar buddy. You understand what I'm saying to you all, so it resembles Miss J. Pinkett-Smith is by and by returning her to embarrassing her significant other in light of the fact that she just conceded what Will did. Purportedly, he had an oddity-off meeting and has been supposedly having an illicit relationship with Diddy for some time now. This Diddy circumstance has been chaotic, most definitely. However, this reframes it because no one at any point believed that Jada would emerge and express something like this. You all lock in on the grounds that things are going to stir things up around town and do peculiar things in their homes, and young fellows have gone out shouting to move away from them in their mentorship. Resigned plants. So Jada Pinkett-Smith has been enjoying some time off from her embarrassing Will these recent weeks. And we as a whole felt that perhaps she was making a fresh start and had chosen to quit embarrassing her better half. However, she said, "Psych, I could put my back into it." And she pulled her most out-of-control move, yet she indicated that the discussion about Diddy and Will's supposed oddity-offs was valid. Get out whatever is currently insane on the grounds that Jada is never beating the charges of being Will's greatest operation. So you know how people have been meddling perpetually about Diddy and Will being something beyond mates. It's been all the rage. What's more, truly I can see the reason why. I mean, they're both top dogs in the business, and those reports have been humming around for a long time now. For the most significant length of time, individuals had blended convictions about Will being hush, since we as a whole felt that he was cheerfully hitched to Jada and they resembled this extreme power couple in Hollywood. Or if nothing else, we as a whole suspected as much. They've been together for like 25 years now, and we as a whole held them up as relationship goes. However, at that point, the entire snare adventure unfurled, and unexpectedly, we understood that their marriage was far more confounded than we'd at any point envisioned. We separated, and afterward. What did you do, Jay? Well, you real eyes. I think from that point, as time went on, I got into an alternate sort of entrapment. No doubt, the entire entrapment show hit their public picture exceptionally hard, and that is when individuals start to see the genuine breaks in their marriage. That is likewise when the Tattle Malal turned up a score about being conceivably in a furtively gay relationship and was involving Jada as a facial hair growth, and individuals felt like it made sense of why Jay would undermine him. The bits of hearsay continued to get increasingly loud, and it reached a place where you were unable to overlook the way that things were much more muddled than anybody suspected. Alexis Arquette was perhaps the earliest individual to uncover them when she uncovered that Will's most memorable benefits to Cher Zampino finished on the grounds that purportedly Cher got him in a bed with a man. Alexis composed when Jada emerges as gay and her facial hair spouse concedes his most memorable marriage, finished when she strolled into him, overhauling his friendly benefactor, Benny Medina. Then I will listen and pay attention to them. She, being his most memorable spouse, paid off quietly, yet she wasn't the one in particular who came out in light of the fact that there was a period that Trisha Paytas called Will out for supposedly compelling male artists to lay down with him. What about stress over your swindling husband? My male artists? When they would rather not discuss that. Puma then emerged to spill the tea on how he might have been having illicit relationships for quite a while with numerous young fellows in the business. She guaranteed that he does it under the misrepresentation of tutoring the more youthful men. However, at that point, he supposedly drives them into a relationship that leaves them damaged, and young fellows have gone out shouting to get away from them in their mentorship. Resigned plants Basher Dark went out and shouted at August, the one in particular that remained, and I surmise he was truly debilitated. He really wanted the assistance. Okay, no doubt that is chaotic, except, for does this will damaging men thing make you contemplate one more man who as of late got exposed for purportedly damaging his better half? Yes, we're discussing Sir Diddy, and the way that Diddy and Will have been companions for quite a long time makes this entire situation much shadier than we expected. Now, I couldn't say whether it's simply me, however it feels too unplanned that both Diddy and Will were purportedly associated with some obscure stuff with more youthful people around something very similar time. And for Diddy's situation, there have been various charges about how Diddy has been playing with more youthful men, and he even got explored by the federal authorities back in 2013. Reports that Diddy were being examined by government offices for laying down with young men, as per reports during a post-op interview meeting with bureaucratic specialists. James Roseman, the music supervisor turned the head honcho, was purportedly examined regarding the inclinations of performers, including whether Shady Dcoms had close connections with underage young men, as indicated by a U.S. local court document. An investigator then got some information about performers' private inclinations, including but not just Dcoms having close connections with underage young men, yet nothing at any point emerged about this examination. At that point, individuals actually accepted that Diddy had something with the young men. I mean, even his protector, Gene, said exactly the same thing. Every one of these industry individuals realizes that Diddy has been behaving this way and doing this and attempting to draw in different men into sexual demonstrations with him. There was a story that he was attempting to get Chris earthy colored. There's accounts about, what were those? Those young men that he had a gathering B5 or something to that effect, attempting to get them. It's a ton of stories that circumvent this industry. Orlando Brown likewise asserted that he did some mouth activity of gashash. If you catch my drift, you gave me the gashash, you gave me the no doubt, you gave me the I love it. You all then his elegiac history of being in obscure circumstances with young fellows. It's not insane to contemplate whether there is something in the background, some sort of hanky-panking happening between them. With regards to being overwhelmed with download bits of gossip. Will's essentially the perfect example, and Diddy's not a long ways behind. But rather we shall discuss Miss Wendy Williams and how she tossed conceal out Diddy, recommending that he was playing the two sides and involving his motorcade of sweethearts and child mom as a redirection from his genuine fascination. Now Wendy didn't come out with substantial proof of Diddy's inclination. She was simply sharing some succulent tea that she'd heard, yet it annoyed Diddy, and he went hard and fast attempting to get Wendy started off her work, and he nearly figured out how to kill her profession off there. He was a radio character quite a long time ago. Her name was Wendy Williams. What's more, she was essentially singed at the stake for discussing such, and presently, it's completely ended up back at ground zero, yet that is not all since his previous body monitor. Gene likewise spilled tea on Diddy's capers with men, and he said, "Yo, Gene, wash the entryway. Don't allow no one to come through here," and I said I washed the entryway, assuming I washed my and Troy, and him and a man ran out exposed. And I said that I ain't no one let me know that I saw that myself yet. We're not simply discussing two people independently exploring the Hollywood down low scene. We may be taking a gander at a label group circumstance. Here, this isn't only hypothesis, there's a path of these two fellows sneaking around and getting dependent upon some very much, we should simply say, unpredictable exercises together. Yet it very well may be traditional for some time. Will battled the DL reports for quite a while as a result of his evidently solid union with Jada. However, at that point, Jay herself emerged to say that she and Will had been subtly isolated for quite a while, and the marriage was hella untidy before they split up 2016. And Will concluded that you planned to carry on with totally different lives. It was anything but a separation on paper. Yet it was a separation, so from the year 2016. Which is a long time back now. Yes, you all have been separated, no doubt. In addition to the roads have been saying that youthful Miami is fundamentally Diddy's facial hair, so it resembles a loosely held bit of information, which again lets us know that whatever was cooking among Diddy and Will has been stewing for a great time. Yet incidentally, Diddy wasn't the one in particular that Will was purportedly having the illicit relationship with, as per Will's previous colleague and long-lasting companion Beau. There's some delicious data about Will getting ready to take care of business with entertainer Dwayne Martin. Well, I'll spilled the tea during a meeting with Tasha K and discussed how he got Will and Dwayne in the demonstration, asserting that they were connecting in Dwayne's changing area. So after 3 minutes after them telling me, "Hello, you got eyes on Will, you got eye golly wiwa. Nintema come watch this," so I'm running all around the studio. He's not in his changing area. I go to the CAF, I'm similar to however I see his vehicle there. I'm like, where is this person at? So I open the entryway to Dwayne's dressing room, and that is the point at which I see Dwayne. And having with Will allow me to handle that briefly, there was a love seat, and Will was twisted around on the lounge chair, and Dwayne was standing up killing him. Killing like homicide, it was murder in there. Better believe it, you all, that is additional wild, yet it gets even terrible up in light of the fact that it turns out that anything that Will had ruined with Dwayne Martin was only a glimpse of something larger contrasted with the all-out oddity fest he supposedly had happening with Diddy Cassie. Spilled some serious tea on her claim, and it appears as though she wasn't simply blowing smoke. And assuming you believed that that was the most terrible of it, well, Will's own.